What's going on, guys? Aquabuzzard here, bringing you something a bit different. So, basically, I have decided to try and do some build tutorials. Now, I am fairly new to this, and I would appreciate it if you gave me some criticism on how I can improve my commentary throughout this build tutorial, while still focusing on the build itself. So, if you can give me any tips and critique about that, I will thank you very graciously. And, yeah. So, we're going to be building the medieval house that I made on the Lake Laogai server. I think that it's good. It's a good looking house, and, it's something different, I guess. It's more of a late medieval house. There's not much wood and not much stone. Instead, it's mostly this red nether brick and then either bone block, or I actually use snow on Lake Laogai because I didn't want to gather that massive quantity of bone meal. So, I am going to basically show you how it's done. Anyway, um so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lay out something like this. This is where the door is going to be. And then we're just laying out the frame. So you're going to want to basically, this is kind of a modular build with sections of 3 nether brick and then dark oak pillars separating them. So just do like so. And basically, you are going to make an L shape for the house. So, like that, and like that. Alright. And, boom, boom, boom. And just connect it all together. Now that you have this basic shape, you're going to want to extend it upwards a bit. So, basically, this door is going to be a doorway, of course, but the rest of them is just going to be like an outline of 8 red nether brick. Of course, the window will be covered up with something. In this case, it will be iron bars. And you basically just continue this general design all the way around. And now that you have this, we can work on the pillars. Now, the pillars are fairly basic, but to give them some depth, you kind of have like a base like this. So you surround the bottom log with with other dark oak logs, just like that. So you basically continue this for the entire duration, or the entire perimeter of the house. And my dog is barking in the background. I apologize for that, but there's not much I can do about it. I am sorry, but whatever. And there. Next, you're going to want to extend this by putting dark oak fences on the remaining blocks that are not covered by logs. And not there. So just like continue this around and around. Now, this is just because it's a relatively compact house. I can't really extend the logs in one block away. I feel like that would kind of ruin the aesthetic, but I do want to have some depth to these walls. And now I got something like this. So next you're going to want to put in the floor of the second story of the house. So you're just going to want to go around and wait, I forgot to do this one. You're not going to put fences on the inside corners. That just would look weird. And I'm going to get the rest of the second floor in a little bit, but for now I'm just going to make an outline of the second floor, and that'll make my life easier because we are going to be placing stairs on these blocks. And just like that. Now that we got this, we can work on the second floor. Wait. So, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make an outline of where the second floor is going to be, kind of like a step up, I guess, using these stairs. And it's a fairly simple design. But this will extend into the next section of the house, which is going to basically be half timbered. If you don't know what that is going to look like, you've probably seen those medieval houses that are white with these wood frames. That's basically what I'm thinking of. So, like a Tudor style thing. Anyway, next thing you're going to want to do is place the pillars for the second story. So, for the segments that are like this, with no corners or anything, the long sections, you're going to want to do something like that, with leaving 2 blocks in the middle. I'm sorry for all the background noise. It's just things happen in my household. I don't really know, but something like that. So you're going to have 2 blocks in between this set of pillars and this set of pillars. And you're going to want to have 3 blocks between the other set of pillars. Now, you're going to want to continue this for the other sides, making it look like that, or basically dividing the house into various sections. So now we get into the corners. Now, this one, you're going to put a log straight through the middle of the slightly bigger segments, just like that. And then you are going to want to go down and basically play these segments. I'm not going to place anything in the middle just because they're so small. And then finally, oh, my dog is barking. Okay, I'm sorry. Finally, you're going to want to do something along the lines of that. Then, you're going to want to place some bone blocks. And there we go. We're going to mix the textures up a little bit after this, just a tiny bit, but for now we do not have to worry about that. We are going to want to make the bone blocks basically pillar up, just like so, and just continue this for the duration of the house. Now, for mixing up the textures, I guess we will get into that because this is kind of a boring part. We're going to want to place just randomly, just around the half-timbered sections of the house, we're going to want to place sideways bone blocks. What this will do is this will essentially mix up the textures just enough so that it doesn't look too bland. I mean, this part is probably the least interesting part of the house because it has very little depth. But I don't know. I couldn't figure out a way to make it look better. So I'm just mixing up the textures rather than changing them. Now again, on the server I am playing on, Lake Laogai, I actually I decided I was going to use snow because I didn't want to grind out this massive amount of bone blocks. And so it looks quite a bit different with the snow. But overall, I'd say it comes out looking fairly decent even with the snow. So if you don't have bone blocks, use snow and it will look pretty much, it'll look almost the same, you know? I honestly prefer the bone blocks, but you gotta work with what you have, so yeah. Now, you can experiment with these bone blocks. One thing I tend to do is place 2 wide segments of sideways bone block like that. And sometimes if I'm feeling brave, and it doesn't exactly look the best, but just randomly you can put 2 bone blocks horizontal on top of each other like that. And should mention the reason I'm not including any windows in this segment is simply because that would be that would mean that like the innards of this bone block, I guess you could say, or of the bone blocks would be exposed. And also some of these areas, like these 2 wide ones, are not exactly perfect um for the windows of they're not exactly perfect for windows because they would be asymmetrical. I guess I could put some on these 3 wide areas, but there are only 2 of those. I I don't know. Anyway, you're gonna want to basically just this is the last one. So after you have gotten all of these bone blocks in place, I guess the next logical thing to do would be to put in the roof. And I decided to use spruce for the roof. So you're going to start out by basically putting spruce like this. Just ignore the corners. So don't put a spruce here or here. Just put them on the sections with the bone block and the logs intersecting them. Don't put them on the corner logs or the corners. We will get to why that is significant, but for now, we are just going to be doing this. Not there. So, basically, just go around and do something along the lines of this. And there. Now, over here for the overhang, we're going to do something a little bit like this. We're going to have full spruce blocks, and then we're going to have a spruce wood slab right there. And just continue this for each corner. You can also just use double spruce slabs. That's kind of what I typically do, but I figured that for the purposes of this tutorial, it would be easier to do the spruce thing. Let me just get the dark oak wood, spruce slab, and I believe there's one more corner. Yep, right here. Boom, boom, and there. So now we got a basic shape like this. We're going to want to cover this part, this main part, up with spruce wood slabs, just like this. The second outline of the house is going to look a bit like this. It's a simple roof. It's not exactly the best looking roof. It's not got elaborate detail. It's not even that tall. I'm breaking things left and right here. So basically, just gonna want to do this over through this. I guess flying would be easier. There. So now you got something that looks a little bit like this. Over here, you're gonna just want to place regular spruce wood blocks instead of slabs to basically have a very slightly sloped roof, you know. And here we go. Just go down in here, and basically, you're just gonna cover this part with the full spruce blocks. And what this does is this creates more depth, and I would continue the slabs along the entirety of this thing, like instead of the blocks, but I want to put a flag on top, and you can't really do that when the slabs are, when the top block of the roof is the bottom half of a slab. So just do this, and yeah. So you're finally, after you got the roof in place, I'm gonna say this as I do the rest of the roof. You're gonna want to focus on the top of the roof and adding a little detail to the top of the roof, which I am doing a flag. So you're gonna want some spruce fence or whatever you make the roof out of, and a cobblestone wall. And finally, you're going to want some nether wart blocks. And now you're going to want to do something like this. So you're going to want to go out and just go up to, with the cobblestone walls, up to with the spruce fences. And you're going to want to do something like this. Just a very simple flag design. And then you know what? Let's cap off the flag with a spruce slab. Next, we've got the interior details. For the floor, I have typically used a checkerboard of chiseled stone brick and polished andesite, which I feel works fairly well. And then we gotta fill in the dark oak on the top floor for the top story. So just like this. And then you're going to want to do a fairly simple checkerboard design. Nothing too fancy. But basically, I like the pattern that this makes. So I'm just going to do this and there. Just fill everything in. And here we go. So now we have this. And it's really dark. I agree. So we're going to want to light this up. I don't want to really work in the dark, even if there isn't any danger to mob spawns. I did set the difficulty to peaceful in this world. So just go around and do this, and also do that on the bottom floor pillars, which just like that, and like so. And here we go. You're gonna want to leave a little bit of a gap for the stairway. Oh man. Okay, that was loud. Again, I don't have the best recording setup, so I'm sorry that you have to hear this, but it is what it is. All right. And here we go. And boom, boom, boom. Finally, just fill this in a bit more. And yeah. So now we got a fairly basic floor set up. Now let's put in the final details. So we're going to want some iron bars. We're going to want a dark oak door. Just go around, place iron bars in the window frame, like this. And, yeah. Now that we have something along the lines of this. The only detail left to place in would be the door. So there you have it. We have a brand new medieval house, and I personally love this design. Anyway, I will see you. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you did not enjoy the video, then tell me what I could do better. And yes, doing video recording at a time when a dog is not barking, that is definitely going to be a priority that I am going to fix, I guess. But other than that, with my commentary, just tell me exactly what is wrong and I will try to fix it. Anyway, I shall see you later.